Oklahoma going to Alabama. We already broke this game down, but what's being missed in this game? What's being missed on the Oklahoma side, you talk a lot about how good Alabama is, how good Ty Simpson is. It's all very well, true and needs to be mentioned, but I think what's being missed is the fact that John Mateer and his skill set is exactly the kind of skill set and talent profile that has given Alabama fits since Kalen DeBoer got there a year ago. Look at the quarterbacks that have beaten Kalen DeBoer over the course of the regular season, okay? Diego Pavia, Nico Iamaleava, Jackson Arnold, and Thomas Castellanos. What do all four of those cats have in common? A little bit of giddy up to them, a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of mobility. All right, now John Mateer, I don't know if he's like Thomas Castellanos level of fast and elusive, but he is, I would say, one of the best ball carriers of that group. The other point I'll make here is the design quarterback run potential that gave Alabama some fits against Oklahoma last time. Very much there with John Mateer. That hand getting more and more healthy. John told us on the show last week, he's starting to feel a little bit more like himself. Also, the ad-lib potential. You've seen him break contain, make some magic in the open field, have the little jump pass stuff he does. Like, there's some real juice there with John Mateer in the off-script stuff as well. Shout out Zach Herbstreit. There's a lot of that there for Oklahoma in this spot. And again, that has been what's given Alabama trouble over the course of Kalen DeBoer's career in Tuscaloosa. To go along with that, I personally would argue Oklahoma with John Mateer as an offense has the best combination of quarterback talent in Mateer paired with depth of playmakers on the perimeter. Mentioned Deion Burks, mentioned Jaron Kanik. There's a lot of guys, I think, for Oklahoma to get the football to downfield. And like Eli Stowers is awesome for Vanderbilt, there's no one past Eli Stowers I'm worried about from Alabama. You could say the same thing for Oklahoma a year ago. You could speak to Nico Iamaleava. I don't think he's the same caliber of quarterback that John Mateer is. So all that's to say, I think this could be the toughest test for the Alabama defense that they've had to face this year. And arguably, you could have a conversation about the toughest test for Alabama over the course of what Kalen DeBoer's had to deal with since getting to Tuscaloosa. Now, I'm not saying pound for pound talent-wise, but what's given Alabama troubles is exactly what John Mateer and this Oklahoma offense is going to present. In addition to that, they're going to be aggressive. I said it in the preview, I'll say it again. We are going to see Ben Arbuckle roll out there with the burn the boats kind of approach here when it comes to the offensive game plan. If we got something in the bag, we're running it. We are not leaving Tuscaloosa with any bullets in the chamber. So that whole recipe for me, I'm very excited to see what John Mateer does on the offensive side of the ball here for Oklahoma, because I think it's going to be something to write home about regardless of the end result. Now, for Alabama, the headline take is they can't run the football, JD. It's not the old Alabama. It's not their old stuff. All right, they are 113th in America right now when it comes to yards rushing per game. Not great. Not great. But what's being missed? It doesn't really matter. At least not yet. It hasn't really caught up to Bama yet outside of that Florida State game. And that Florida State game, as far as I'm concerned, this doesn't even count towards what I think of this current Alabama team. This game, when it comes to what is going to be required of Alabama on the offensive side, yes, you got to have something for that front seven to worry about. But I said it during our reaction to the LSU game for Alabama. There is a world now that Alabama has lived in several times where, hey, we can't really run the football. Well, hey, we got Jeremy Bernard, our receiver, is our leading rusher against South Carolina. It doesn't matter because guess what? We have number 15. This whole game is being played. We throw down the ace of spades that is Ty Simpson at the end of the game. That's how we win. And as we zoom out, too, not to make this a big picture segment, but as we zoom out, I don't know there's a perfect team in college football right now. You would argue Ohio State. You would argue Indiana. A&M has looked awesome, I hear you, but I don't think there's a bulletproof team in the country right now. And so when we have that pretense for this discussion around Alabama, it becomes less about who has what weakness and more so who has what strength. And the strength for Alabama being Ty Simpson and the way that he's played to this point in the year and the way that he's approaching this game against Oklahoma with the way they're going to bring pressure and the way they're going to put their guys on islands on the back ends, it's going to come down to Ty Simpson's processing. I don't really care if Alabama gets 30 yards rushing in this spot or not. I'd like to have more than that, ideally, if I'm Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb. But I think with the way that Ty Simpson, from what I've gathered now, is a top 1% when it comes to diagnosing defenses, he's going to see it. He's going to deliver. It's going to be big plays should his receivers have the ability to separate and then make the catch when they get there at Ryan Williams. All right, so I'm not really that worried about the ability for Alabama to run the football here. We can talk about that as we get into the college football playoff, and if they match up with an Ohio State or a team that can score with them, I guess we'll have that discussion. But I think as long as Ty Simpson's pulling the trigger and he's seeing the way he's seeing it, I'm not worried about if Alabama has a run game or not, and that's the way I feel about it in this game. Because Oklahoma, one of the best run-stopping defenses in college football. I'd like to have Ty Simpson have a little bit of run support behind him, but I don't think at the end of the day it'll be the make or break when it comes to this game. So that'll be awesome. I can't wait for it, dude. Oklahoma with their college football playoff hopes on the line and desperate John Mateer with a burn-the-boats game plan. And that matchup against Ty Simpson at quarterback, like, it's going to be a quarterback duel. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for it. I know you feel the exact same way.